So let's talk about a piece of tech that feels like it's been ripped right out of a sci-fi movie. AI agents. And look, forget everything you know about simple chatbots. We are talking about a brand new digital workforce that is already automating incredibly complex tasks and, honestly, reshaping entire industries. Let's dive in.
And if you're thinking, okay, is this just more hype? Well, check this out. Harvey AI, just one single startup that builds AI agents for the legal world, is on track for a valuation of $5 billion. That's not just investor buzz, my friends. That is a massive signal that a huge technological shift is happening right now. So, what exactly is this revolutionary tech?
At its core, an AI agent is basically an autonomous program. But I think a better way to think about it is like a digital employee. You give it a goal, and it has the smarts to look at its environment, make its own decisions, and take real actions, all by itself, to get that job done.
Okay, so how does one of these digital workers, work? The whole concept might sound super complex, but when you break it down, it's really just a few key parts that are surprisingly simple to wrap your head around.
It all kicks off with the brain, and the brain is a powerful large language model, an LLM, like the ones you've definitely heard of, GPT-4, Claude 3, you name it. This is the part that does all the thinking. It's the reasoning engine that lets the agent plan, strategize, and figure out how it's going to tackle a problem.
Right, but a brain with no information is kind of useless. So, the next piece of the puzzle is knowledge. This is where we give the agent access to data. We can plug it into the live internet, a company's private documents, or a super specialized database. This is what turns the agent from just a thinker into a true expert. Which brings us to what is, in my opinion, the most powerful part of an AI agent: its hands. These are the tools that let it actually do things in the digital world. We're talking about sending an email, updating a customer's file in a CRM, or even writing and running its own code. This ability to act is what makes it a real agent, not just another chatbot.
So we've got a brain, we've got knowledge, and we've got hands. But how do developers actually snap all these pieces together to build a working agent? Let's pop the hood and look at the construction kit they're using.
And just look at the options for the brain part. You've got models from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, the list goes on. This makes the whole setup really modular, almost like a plug-and-play system. Developers can swap out the core brain depending on the specific job they need done.
Now, to connect everything together, you need a nervous system. That's where frameworks like LangChain and LangGraph come in. They tell the brain, the knowledge, and the tools how to cooperate. LangChain is great for simple, step-by-step tasks, but LangGraph, think of that as a full-on brain map. It lets an agent handle really complex workflows where it might need to loop back, change its mind, or even talk to other agents to solve a problem.
So, when you boil it all down, this is the big idea right here. At its heart, an AI agent is a brain, the language model, that's hooked up to a set of tools, which gives it the power to actually interact with and change its digital world.
Okay, the theory is cool, but let's get to the really exciting part. The so what? Let's go see how these agents are already delivering some serious results out in the wild. First up, let's head to the corporate IT help desk. You know the drill, right? It's just endless password resets and troubleshooting basic software issues. It's the perfect hunting ground for an automation agent. And the results are pretty stunning. Businesses that are putting AI agents on the front line are seeing an 80% drop in those repetitive help tickets. 80%. This frees up the human support staff to focus on the really tough problems, making the whole department way more efficient. But hey, it's not just about simple back-office stuff. Let's jump from IT to a field where the stakes are way, way higher: healthcare. The administrative burden on doctors and nurses is a massive problem, and agents are stepping in to take some of that weight off. And this is where it gets really impactful. By automating things like reading patient forms or summarizing medical histories, these agents are cutting down clinician admin time by 40%. They're also speeding up the patient triage process by 30%, which means people get the care they need faster. And of course, you knew this was coming. Agents are making a huge splash in sales. Companies are using them to automate that painful, time-consuming process of finding and reaching out to potential new customers. The return on investment here is just incredible. One company used an AI agent to find potential buyers on social media, then used its hands to send out customized messages. The result? They saw a 5-fold increase in their response rates. Not 5%, 5x. That's a total game changer for any sales team. So when you see these kinds of real-world results, it becomes crystal clear.
We are in the middle of an automation gold rush. This technology isn't just a neat tool for efficiency, it's creating a massive new business opportunity.
You see, because that construction kit we talked about has become so powerful and accessible, it's actually created a whole new kind of company, the AI Automation Agency, or AAA for short. These are specialized firms that do nothing but build and sell these custom agent solutions to other businesses.
And this quote just absolutely nails the moment we're in. This isn't some far-off futuristic idea. It is here right now, creating a new frontier for entrepreneurs and businesses who are ready to jump on it.
So how do you get started? Well, the blueprint is actually pretty straightforward. First, pick a niche, an industry with big, expensive problems, like real estate or e-commerce. Second, build a portfolio of demo agents that solve one of their most painful problems. Third, use targeted outreach on a platform like LinkedIn to find your first clients. And finally, and this is so important, price your services based on the value you deliver, not the hours you work.
And the potential here is enormous. A new agency can realistically start pulling in a couple $1,000 a month in retainers. Within 6 months, that could scale to over $15,000 a month. And for the really big, complex enterprise projects, a single deal could be worth well over $100,000.
Which brings us to one final thought, and this one is for you. Now that you understand what these digital workers are and what they can do, the question gets personal. If you could hand off any part of your work to an AI agent, what's the very first task you would give it? The answer to that question is where the future of work really begins.